Hi everybody. I think I've got the Obsidian Vault here working so that it can go to or point at local images without you having to hard code in the actual file location. So I finally figured out a way to get data view to work with that dynamically. So I think this is going to work. So I'm on version 1.4.1 that I just updated about 8 minutes ago. So if you go to Forged in Obsidian on my GitHub here, then let's test and see if this works. So I'm going to take this code here. I'm going to download the zip, the whole thing. I'm going to put it in my desktop. Oh, I've already got it in my desktop. Okay, well, let's move it someplace else. Let's go to my games folder. Okay, so I'm going to save it in here. I'm going to get rid of that one, which you won't have. So Forged in Obsidian, the main vault. So I'm going to download that and save that. And then I'm going to go see where it's living here, and I'm just going to unzip it. I'm going to say extract it here, and I'm just going to remember that it's in my games folder. Okay, so then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to launch Obsidian, and it's going to open up my personal vault that I'm using for testing stuff, and I want to open the one I just downloaded. So I'm going to go here. That's the one I need to delete. Okay, so I'm going to open a new vault here, and I put that, let's see, it was on my desktop and in games and Forged in Obsidian. I've got a lot of games apparently. Forged in Obsidian right there. Select that folder. Here it is. Do I trust everybody? Yeah, it's just got the 3 plugins installed: data view, inline scripts, and templater, so should be good there. I am going to check for updates because I think there's been an update to to inline scripts here. So let's go ahead and update inline scripts. That shouldn't change anything. We ought to be good to go. Okay. So here's the vault with the README, the brand new vault that we just got, Forged in Obsidian. And we can scroll down and see some of the things you might want to do. I'm not sure that you have to do this, but I'm going to suggest you do this just in case, because I couldn't find where it was pointing to the oracles in the hard code. So I'm just going to reset the oracles. So so this makes it right now I can't use any oracles. It's wiped its memory of that, and then I'm going to just add them all back in to make sure it's pointing to all the right ones. And there we go. My folder oracles are added to my table path, so now I can get random results from my tables in the oracles. And I'm ready to start my game here. So I'm going to get a background val going, and you can read here about how to set these up manually if you want to do so, or you can just use this command, create progress. And it's called create progress because it's not just vows. You can use progress tracks for anything, a combat, a scene tracker, or anything like that. So everything is based around progress that uses a progress track rather than vow. So even fulfill your vow, that's not a move that you can necessarily do right here. It's just called end progress as far as my inline scripts, and I'll show you that here in a second. But anyway, let's create a progress track here for our background vow. So I just put my 2 colons at the end. All inline scripts start with the 2 semicolons and end with 2 colons. Okay, so what do we want the name of the file to be? Make sure that this is all one word. If you want it to be multiple words, you can use an underscore in between them, but I would suggest something short because you may have to type it there to reference it. So I'm just going to call it background. Now, what is the actual name? What is this really? This my background quest. It's going to be to find. I think I used alien DNA to save my sister, right? So there's my actual thing I've got to do, and what's this going to be? We don't want epic. Let's go extreme. Okay, and it says it's set up. Whoa, new progress track created. Background val. You can link to it right here and see it. There it is. We can scroll down and see what the name is. It's extreme, and if I wanted to add additional details, I could add it right there. Okay, and as you can see over here, the background val got added. Okay, and it shows up as incomplete up here. This is the front matter data where it tracks everything. If something's incomplete, it'll say that here, and once you complete it, then we'll be done. And it will mark that as so, but it'll still be saved here, right? So you'll still be able to look at it. Okay, so how do you actually play then? Well, you can go over here to the journal section and create a new journal. I've got already a generic one kind of set up here, but you can just right click and create a new one if you'd like. but let me show you, what we can do here. So I'm playing along, I'm typing some stuff, and stuff happens, and I decide enough stuff happens that I want to mark progress on that background file. So I'm going to say mark progress, and the file was named background. If you forget what it's named, you can always take a look over here at our list. There they are, background. Okay, I've got Captain Deadeye there as a bond. I've got combat one. I've got just a regular progress track. I got vow, right? But this background one is what I'm working on. And then the next thing I need to write in this is how many times I'm going to mark progress. So let's mark progress 3 times, right? That would never happen. But let's see if we can mark progress 3 times. So there we go. 3 progress marked for a total of 1 full box, and that's because it's extreme. So we only got 2 ticks, 2 ticks, and 2 ticks, right? And I can mark down right in here what my milestone was. Found a data pad with alien info or something like that. So if I want to have more information in there so that I can look back on it later, that's where it's at, right? And so then I can keep typing and keep playing, right? And then let's mark progress again, and I'll do a lot of progress this time. So let's do 15 because then we can, we're up to a total of 9. So once we got that progress bar up as high as we want, and we're ready to fulfill our vow, right? So instead of fulfill your vow, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a vow, it can be any progress track, then the move here where I'm going to make is end progress, right? And I'm going to end progress on my background vow. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, I got a strong hit. There we go. 9 versus 3 and 5. So strong hit. Great. You saved my sister, right? And of course, there are lots of other inline scripts that you can use here. We've got, let's see, over in the README file, you can read all about all the different ones that I've got put in here. You can toggle your conditions on and off. You can burn momentum. You can gain and lose health or spirit or any of those things, right? And it'll change those things. You can make a move with the move. Here's the progress, oracles. Yes, no is a quick ask the oracle yes, no question. AT for action theme, DF for descriptor focus, right? So there are just a ton of these that you can read that I've set up as shortcuts for you to use. And then those are kind of the main ones. There are 23 there, it looks like, that you might use. And then here's more detailed information on what it looks like, right, if you were going to use those things. So you can read individually about each one of those. And there's a lot of info there. So let's just try out a couple of these, right? Let's get let me go back to my journal here. And let's say that we found a planet, right? So I need a new planet, and you'll see the little help here, right, that pops up. It tells you what you need to type next, and so we need the class. But if you look up here at the more details, it says gets a random planet of this class, but you can type random, right? So I can say random right there to get a random class, and then the region. Let's say that we're in Terminus, right? Because that does change the probabilities. But I think I'd have to go back and check. But I think you can leave that blank, and it will give you a random region as well. So let's see what planet we get. We got Magonia. This is a Jovian planet. It's got some radiation-specific atmosphere layers. Its atmosphere is toxic. There are tiny cirrocumulus clouds, all of different colors there. Okay, no life, so no life there. So that's so if my ship went down there, I may have to pay the price. So I'll pay the price and see what happens. Oh no, it broke. Okay, let me check on that. Found it. So this was an unrelated bug, but a bug nonetheless. Right here, this should have said Oracle. So what happened on that pay the price is it actually came up that we needed to roll twice, and so it was trying to roll twice, but I forgot to change this name to Oracle right there. Okay, so I've got that changed, so we ought to be good to continue on. So I'm going to go back to our journal, and I'm going to pay the price again, and this time it ought to actually work. So here we go, the results, because it's just a single result. I'd have to try it forever to make sure that the double, but it should work at this point. So there's pay the price. We got a trap or environmental circumstance forces you to work with the enemy, and again we can add additional details there. And any of your other moves that you want to do, again you can do that. So if I want to make a move, so let's make a move of gather information, which most of the moves you use the initials unless it's a single word, then you're going to use the full word of that. Or if they have the same initials, then you'll need, there's some differentiation. So read the actual explanation for that in the README file. But let's do gather information with wits, and I'm going to add 2 and hope for a strong hit here. Ooh, I got a strong hit. All right, so the green is a strong hit, red would be a miss, and then that yellowish orange would be a weak hit. So there we go. I got 5 on my d6 roll, my action die there, plus my 3 as my stat. With my add, they give me a total 10 versus 6 and 4. Yep, strong hit. So there's a move of gather information. We could make other moves like face danger or strike, right? So let's see if it's strike, then let's do strike with iron, no add, and see what happens. Okay, so I did a strike with iron and I missed there, right? I only got 3 versus 6 and 8. There's a miss. So if that happened and I had to pay the price, I could again do the pay the price. If we got a hit on a strike and I wanted to mark progress, we already saw how to mark progress. The only other things you'll probably want to do is make sure that your character is actually all set up. So let me show you that real quick. Here's your character sheet for an individual. This is just for solo play. I haven't got a multiplayer version in here yet. So it's pulling in all of your stats and meters, health, spirit, all that stuff from these other files right here. So here's your stats. If you do want to change your stats, change them up here in this front matter of the stats page. Your meters will change as you play, right? So if we want to gain or lose stuff, I'll try and show you that here in a second. And then it's got all of your discoveries, your quests, your bonds, all those tracks. And again, those will be updated if you type the mark progress, okay? And it's pulling everything in. Here's your conditions. All these are unmarked, right? Those are our conditions. And so really, you only ever need to be on this character sheet right here. So here is, Bill Clayson, or Cooter, he was going to be my zombie apocalypse guy if I was going to play with him. And everything's down here. You can see your legacies, your XP earned, XP that you've spent. Okay, and again, we can mark those, and it pulls in assets. So all you have to type is the exclamation mark, double bracket, and you get your asset pulled in here, which you can mark what ones that you have taken inside of here, right? We've got our little check boxes there, and of course links to all the moves if you want to read about those moves, okay? So there was something else I was going to show you real quick, and what was that? Let me pause and click over to the journal here. In the quick minute and a half left, let me see if I can whirlwind you through a couple other things here. We wanted to look at gaining and losing things, so let me gain some momentum here. Momentum. I think I'm at momentum of 2, so let me go all the way up. So I'm going to gain 8 momentum. Yep, there we go. My momentum is set to 10 out of 10 at this point. Let's say that on that strike that I had up there, I lost some health. So I'm going to say lose some health. I don't know, lose 2 health, right? So I'm at 3 out of 5 health. Let's say I wanted to burn my momentum, right? So to change a move, so I'm going to burn my momentum, and it's going to say, look, you can, we did burn the momentum, but what do I want to put in here, right? So I need to actually write down what happened. So maybe that's going to change my weak hit to strong hit, right? Weak to strong hit. And then there we go. That's what it will look like. And you can see that all that stuff changed here. Here's my health at 3. My momentum got burned back down to 2. We could toggle, right? We could toggle what do they call the condition, right? So let's toggle wounded and see what that says. All right, so wounded is set to be toggled. Am I right there? There it is. I'm toggled. Okay, so you can control really everything from inside your journal. So 15 seconds left. If you need more video, please let me know, and I'll see if I can do a longer one just on play. But everything you need, hopefully, is in this vault. Happy playing.